Just work on those first 3 chords, and then you can continue your walk down. G. I cheat there. Just bring that thumb up over the top. So pinch 1, 2, 3, pinch 1, 2, pinch 1, 2, 3, pin. So that's that James Taylor. We talked about hammer-ons earlier. He loved the key of D, the voicings that, you know. And same with A. So here we go, last time. D, key of D. Now I'm kind of breaking up my picking pattern once in a while. Instead of going pinch 1, 2, I'm kind of going thumb 1, 2, 3, thumb 1, 2, thumb 1, 2, 3, thumb 1, 2. Instead of picking, I'm just hitting the bass note. Thumb 1, 2, 3, thumb 1, 2, thumb 1, 2, 3, thumb 1, 2. Let me point out one more thing, that whenever possible, try to keep an anchor note or an anchor tone between chords. And in these last 4 or 5 chords, I'm holding down the ring finger right here. So I'm going G, D over F sharp, E minor 7, A7 sus, back to D. So watch this ring finger right here. It's just, so I'm going pinch, pinch, walking down, and then G, D over F sharp, E minor 7. See that? So it's an anchor. It kind of helps us as we're making our changes and makes them a little bit cleaner if there's a common tone. Okay, let's look at G. It's a lot of it's like the second half of the D walk down. So G, you can start this way, or we can this way, but we can go G, D over F sharp, and then C, see, what I like about G is that there's a lot of common tones. Again, that G on top. And then C for the G over B. And then the A minor 7. It's a James Taylor thing. Winter, spring, summer, or fall. Oops, sorry. Okay, back to the walk down. So we're going G, D over F sharp, E minor 7, and then that's sort of the G over D in the bass, and then the C, like a C5, G over B, A minor 7. Just show. See these voicings? Again, so many worship songs. There is none like you. No one else can touch my heart like you do. I worship you, or and I'm desperate for you. There's a part of a walk down there, or and I'm lost without you. Okay. You can hear those songs in your head. Above All has a lot of these same chords in it. Okay. Normally I would capo up, just capo this up to A, but basically it's a G voicing. So I'm going above all powers. There's that C over D. Above all kings. There's the G over B. So all these voicings, that's what I'm trying to say, is by learning your walk downs, you're learning hundreds of songs, because when you see that chord diagram or that chord name in a songbook, you're going, oh yeah, I know that. And you'll know it, and your fingers will know it because you've already taken the time to learn this foundational concept, learning your walk down. So don't skip past it too quickly, okay? Get these under your fingers. So here we go. Above all wisdom, E minor. There's the C. You were here before. D over F sharp. G over B, all kingdoms, above all thrones. And then again the chorus. Crucified, laid behind a stone. You live to die. D over F sharp. Rejected and alone. Walk down like a rose, trampled on the ground. So you walk down in G. You took the fall. Now I'm walking up, G over B, and thought of me above all. Walk down in the key of A. A little bit more difficult. When the left hand, there's a couple strange chords there, but okay, let's look at this A. First of all, again, you pick the voicing that works for the situation. So instead of having to play the A like this, I'm just doing a bar because I know my next chord is going to be this E over G sharp, which is not an easy chord to play. So I'm going to, all these guys are ready. They're prepared. They're like, okay, put me in, coach. I'm ready. So here's A, and then they like jump on their guy. So boom, boom, boom. So A, E over G sharp, F sharp minor 7. Bam. Again, you could just kind of work on this. And I don't know, I just feel like you could do the walk down. You could do the finger picking thing, but you know, kind of like draw me close to you, and then it's lay it all down again. Hear you say that I'm your friend. That's when I use this kind of walk down often. Or in the song Shout to the Lord, my Jesus. A lot of these chords. But just for fun, just to get a little more rhythm, let's look at our right hand again. We're going to do that kind of plucking or claw technique, and it's like kind of emulating the snare drum again, or like a djembe maybe, you know, like. So just hitting the strings and muting with my left hand. So bam. It's kind of a good back porch kind of vibe. You know, you're on the back porch with a good tall glass of iced tea. Yeah, 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 yeah. Looking up at the sky, Lord, I lift your name on high. Yeah, 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 yeah. So just kind of noodle around with that for a little bit. And then we keep walking down with the A over E to a D. A over C sharp, which we did in the key of D. There's our 4 over 5 chord. In this case, it's a B minor 7 over E. Yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah, yeah. Yeah. 4. Walk down to 5 and 1. Walking down to the 6. 1, 4. 3, 2. 4 over 5. Back to 1. So it's a little bit more challenging, but definitely useful, especially this shape right here. as hard as that is, that E over G sharp, it's a movable shape, so it's worth getting familiar with it because you can move it around. If you're in a key of F, you can go like, it's like da 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 da. If you don't have time to put your capo on, you can use that. Or if you're in a key of G da 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 da, instead of going to that voicing, you can go. It's a one chord over the third in the bass voicing. So when in doubt, you can always pull that out. Hey, it rhymes. And then let's come back to the key of E in this walk down. We've already explored E a lot with that open chord concept. But there's going to be times where we need this kind of thing. And it's kind of a combination of the D walk down almost, but starting on the E there. E, and then A, E over G sharp, F sharp minor. Again, I mute things. You could do this F sharp like that or F sharp minor, but to me it just gets too clunky down there. So just nice to keep it lighter. And then I love this A over a B bass. You can kind of, I mean, if you feel like you go up an octave and just hit 12 frets above, it's kind of fun. You can pretend you're Phil Keaggy. So, and then A over B. So it's like, I wouldn't use this that much in E. Occasionally, maybe on a song like Jesus, lover of my soul, Jesus, never let you go. It's kind of that James Taylor. I did an arrangement one time of love thee because thou hast first loved me. And then it just has a lot of these it just kind of sounds R&B to me. Try that. Again, it's one of those things that if you may find yourself capoed, where you have to do a good walk down in the key of F, and instead of using the open position, all of a sudden you find, okay, there's F right there. And then 4, 1 over 3, 4 over 5, back to 1. So that's your walk down in E, and again, it's worth, even though it's quite a struggle, especially that the action on this guitar is a little bit high. That's one thing you might want to check out on your guitar. Are the strings high off of the neck on your guitar? Because that will affect the intonation. Intonation is, when a chord sounds good here, but then you go up high, and that, even there's a G, but then here's a G also. And there'll be a few things a little bit out of tune, and sometimes it's because, just because of weather conditions, the neck has kind of turned a little bit, and it causes the strings to feel a little bit higher, and that affects the intonation. So if you're not able to adjust it yourself, and to be honest, I never was after playing for 25 years, I always bring it to the best music store within a 25-mile radius of my home, and you do the same thing and just ask their technician if they can look at the intonation and see if they can lower the action as much as possible without it buzzing. And sometimes all that's required is a little adjustment of the truss rod, or sometimes it's actually they'll adjust the saddle. But just something to think about. I've just realized that as I'm playing in the key of E here, there's just a few things that are a little more challenging than they need to be. So check it out. So by now you might be asking yourself, well, this is fine, Paul, as long as we're playing in G, C, D, A, or E. That's great. But what happens if we are playing with a keyboard player and the keyboard player wants to play a song in A flat? we can try to bribe them or talk them out of it, or we can simply take our capo and put it on the first fret there, and let's just say, hypothetically, let's say the keyboard player just really wanted to do the song in A flat, the singer, it just sounds better in her voice, she wanted to do a special with it, so instead of freaking out as a guitar player, I'm just going to put the capo on the first fret, and I'm going to play the song exactly like I just did in the key of G, but now I'll be in A flat. Above all powers, above all kings, above all nature and all created things. Same thing, maybe B flat. I can move it up, third fret, and now I'll play above all powers, above all kings. So you don't have to be intimidated by B flat anymore, because just think G. Think G and hear the numbers. You might want to check out the Music Theory DVD. But to hear those numbers, the same numbers, 1 chord, walking up to the 4, 5, back to 1. Same thing with the key of D flat. Just put it on the first fret and play your C walk down. That's the key of D flat. Or if you wanted to play in the key of E flat, put it on the first fret and play like you're in D. But now everything's moved up. It's so important to understand that capos are a guitarist's best friend. They're better than dogs when it comes to playing guitar. They really are a good friend. Thank you, my friend. We've talked a couple times about when you have 2 guitar players in a band, maybe one person can be down here and another person can be up here, maybe capoed. But sometimes even without a capo, you can make the choice to go up a little bit higher and play a voicing up here. But you have to know your triads. You have to know the chords up the neck. So like for example, in the key of D, sometimes we're playing a song in the key of D, and one of my guitar players is just playing first position, then I'll sometimes go up here to this voicing, or maybe this voicing, almost like a mandolin sound. You know, that be the center, Jesus, be the center. Kind of a Celtic thing. So learning your triads up the neck will serve you well. And I just think it's worth taking some time here to kind of show you an exercise that kind of helped me over the years to do 2 things. To learn my chords, my triads up and down the neck, but also to learn the names of the notes up and down the neck. Because this is the exercise I want to show you will teach you how to memorize the notes and the names of the notes up and down the fretboard, as well as learning the various triads at their different positions. So here we go. And at the same time, we're going to bring in our metronome. And with the metronome playing, what I want you to do is play the lowest possible triad and look for the root of that triad and stare at the root and actually say the name out loud. So in this first D triad, there's the D note right there. That's the root of the triad. Okay, so I'm going to say D, and I'm looking at the root. Okay, that's going to burn that image in my mind. And then I say D, I do this voicing, and I'm staring. Here's the root of that triad, of that voicing. It comes from this bar chord, okay? So I'll say D while looking at the root. And then I'll go up to this voicing. And there's the root of that triad, okay? So with the metronome playing, it's a very efficient exercise. Let's just set it to about 80. And we'll do 4 beats per triad to start off with. And we'll just D is the 5 chord of G, so we'll go there, and then G is the 5 chord of C, and that's how we'll move from chord to chord. So here's the exercise. So let's start off with D, and we're going to stare at the root, and we're going to say out loud 1, 2, 3, 4. D, 2, B, D, and then D. There's D, and D. There's the root, then D. Now I'm going to go to G. G, there's the root on top. G, there's root right there on the B string, and then there's G, there's the root. G, there's the root, and then G. Now we'll go to the C. C, and then C, there's the root. C, C, the root's on top. C, back to C. Let's go to F. F, and then F, there's the root. F, and then F. Let's go to B flat. Here's the closest, the lowest B flat, and then B flat. And then there's B flat right there, and then B flat right there, back to B flat. Let's go to E flat. E flat. I'm staring at E flat right there, and then there's E flat up high, and then back to E flat. Let's go to A flat, and then there's the A flat right there, and then A flat. There's the root in A flat. A flat. Let's do D flat. There's the D flat. D flat. And I'm staring at the root. D flat. D flat. D flat. Let's go to G flat. G flat. There's G flat. G flat. G flat. G flat. Let's go to B. 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 There's the root. Here's B. There's the root. And then back to B. After B comes E. 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 There's the root. E. And then up here.